Welcome back to Mac Talks of Football, and I have no idea what is happening in the Bundesliga today, but it is the second game that I watched, and it was another exciting and entertaining game. And it should not have been yet again, just like the Bremen and Leverkusen game. Leverkusen should have won that game, but Bremen came back, and now this Bayern Munich and Augsburg game. I mean, what a game of football that was. First half, it ended 3-2 to Bayern Munich, and everybody expected Bayern Munich to win this game. And I remember I went for a 4-1 win for Bayern Munich in my prediction. I thought they were going to thrash Augsburg, and basically for the first half, it went everything according to a script. Bayern Munich were all over Augsburg. I mean, they created so many chances. They were so good in that first half, and they were having the time of their life, moving the ball so quickly. Augsburg were just basically running after the shadows. They really did not know what to do with the ball, with Bayern Munich, because they were not getting the ball. They were really good. Serge Gnabry scores a beautiful goal, courtesy a good assist from Harry Kane, and it becomes 1-0 about close to the 30-minute mark for Bayern Munich. It becomes 1-0. Luis Diaz scores his second goal, for Bayern Munich in two games. A great cutback from that right hand side, slots it in the back of the net, and then Olise again scores another one for Bayern Munich as well. So it becomes a 3-0 quite convincingly, and Bayern Munich are cruising, and you're thinking, it is gonna get even worse for Augsburg. Second half comes in, and I don't know what happened in the dugout. What was said by the manager to his players. They come back and they look like a completely different team. I mean, I don't know whether they did some sort of magic, or I don't know, that a liquid like that they had it in Harry Potter. They pushed it in their drinks or whatnot. But Augsburg were like a completely different team. They came in, they dominated Bayern Munich. I mean, they went toe to toe in that second half, and they started scoring the goal. They started creating the chances, and Bayern Munich were under really pressure. Real pressure from from 50 to the 50th minute until the game ended. Bayern Munich were under the pump. They were not really able to play the football that they played in that first half. And on the other hand, Augsburg were brilliant. The way they moved the ball, the way that they scored the goal. I mean, that the goal from Jakic, I mean, it was a really good, very well goal. The counter attacking, you need to be smart in these situations. They counter attack, and the winger, he realizes that nobody is in the box, so the way they make the move and the ball comes to Jakic, just slots it past Neuer. It becomes a 3-1, and you're thinking, it's a 3-1, it's just going to be a consolation goal. But no, about 75th minute, another one of those counter attacks, and now this time Jakic becomes the provider, gets the ball, realizes he cannot take the shots, plays it to Komor, and a great goal from him, to see to basically defeat two defenders and the goalkeeper from outside of the box, to have that vision. I mean, a great finish from him. It becomes 3-2 and 15 minutes are remaining, and then you're wondering, okay, now we have a game on our hands. And then Bayern Munich were feeling the pressure. And let's be honest, Bayern Munich last year also, there were quite a few games where they lost games like this. Did not lose, they lost the games or they dropped the points, and so that would have been on the back of the mind of Vincent Kompany and the Bayern Munich players as well, that we did it quite a lot last season, and this is something they really they cannot really afford, and I think they need to learn from that, and they learned today. I mean, it is another positive for Bayern Munich as well, the way that they defended, after everything that happened, going 3-2, and when Augsburg really pushing for that equalizer, and the home fans are going for it. Unfortunately for them, they did not really have a fairy tale ending like Bremen early on, but they pushed Bayern Munich to the limit, and they made sure the current champions had to work for those 3 points. It never looked like they would have to do that much after that first half, because in that first half, Bayern were simply sensational, and the second half, but Augsburg came back. And again, I have to give credit to Augsburg, because it takes a lot mentally and emotionally to get ready to come back and play like that after you are being just up basically passed around in the first half. The way that Bayern Munich dealt with Augsburg in the first half, you're 3-0 down, you're just you're not really able to do anything, you're not able to get the ball off them, and then to come out in that second half and to play like that, the way that Augsburg did. I mean, it takes a lot of mental strength, and it takes a strong mentality to have a go at the team that has basically dismantled during the first half. And again, Bayern Munich, to their credit, I mean, they realized what was happening in the second half, and they switched the game. They started defending better. They stopped, going that much forward. They still created chances, but they realized they had to switch it up to make sure they don't, end up losing the lead. And one player I'm going to mention, I really have to mention is, especially, considering the fact that he's not really supposed to do that, is Harry Kane, right? He was really good up front. I mean, I think he had 2 assists in that game. If I'm not wrong, I'm sure he had 1 assist for the first goal. I'm not sure about the other one. I think he was the one who assisted Olise as well. Maybe I'm wrong, but he was really great going forward. But what I would like to, give credit to him and give props to him is, for his second half defending, the way he came back and he was defending along with the defenders. Because as I said, Bayern were really under the pump, and this is something that the wingers, players like Olise, players like Diaz, players like Gnabry, they need to learn from Harry Kane, right? It is basically not his job. It's more like the jobs of the wingers to track back and have the the fullbacks out. But Harry Kane did that job quite brilliantly today. You could see in that second half so many times he was right back at it, helping the defense even in the corners and whatnot. So it shows what type of a team player he is. Of course, he played at Spurs. He did so many things at Spurs, and what type of a person and mentality the guy has. And now he's doing it at Bayern as well. And he shows, again, as I said, the younger players need to learn this from him. This is what a team player is. He could have easily stayed up front. He's like, we did our job, right? Scoring 3 goals in the first half. It's up to you to defend. You could easily say that to the defenders. But the way that he comes back and he helps out the defense, leading from the front, not just by scoring the goals, not just by providing the assists, but doing the overall job, it takes guts. And I think Harry Kane, really needs to be appreciated. And I'm saying this as an Arsenal fan. I mean, he's an amazing player, and he's. I think it's a great thing that he's going to Bayern Munich and he can now really show something for it after all of those years at Spurs. But another great performance from Bayern Munich. I said in my prediction that it is going to be an easy year for Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. They are, the way they played football in that first half, you could just see, they were miles better by against Augsburg, and I think they are miles better than majority of the teams in Bundesliga. They were just simply sensational. I don't think anybody is gonna stop them. I think it's gonna be an easy ride for the Bundesliga, a title for Bayern Munich, and the way that they were playing, it is fun to watch. The way that they move the ball around, the way that they create those chances, it was really good. Augsburg, even though they have lost, I would think they would take a lot of heart from it, and they would be really proud of themselves to try to make a comeback. It did not happen. It could have been one of those days where they could have made a comeback and everybody would have been raving about it, but it was just not meant to be today. But still, I think it is just like, you need to I keep on saying, football is a 90 minutes game. You cannot just show up for one half. That first half, it did not look like that Bayern Munich were playing against another team. It felt like, just playing amongst themselves and just trying to see who can score more goals. Second half, of course, it was much better from Augsburg. I think they are going to have an okay season, but they really need to, do better in the full entirety of 90 minutes. So yeah, that is it from me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game. As an Augsburg fan, how, what are your feelings about this game? You played really good in that second half, almost came back, but you were not able to do anything. Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.